Most people do not see this coming. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video. Trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets, and trading is the most hardest thing you will ever do, and it takes a long time to become a good trader. So this video is just educational only. If you're struggling with your trading right now, then click on the very first link in the description and get learn a free training, the 7 universal laws to become a master trader that will boost your success, consistency, and confidence without spending a decade trying to figure it out. Click on the very first link in the description right now. All right, hey traders, hope you guys are doing well. One thing I want to share with you guys on this quick little market update is most people don't see what is coming in the markets, and most people didn't see what was happening with Bitcoin as well too. And so yeah, most people didn't see what was happening with Bitcoin, and now if you guys remember, okay, I'm not saying that I've been right here because I don't know what's going to happen, but I've been basically saying for the last month, watch the Dow Jones, because the Dow Jones is separating from the S&P 500. Now, I've got two charts here, by the way. Left chart is, let me just do this here. Left chart is basically, basically the daily chart. The right chart is the weekly chart, all right? So, but the thing is that I've been saying watch the Dow Jones because the Dow Jones is showing weakness. It's continuing showing weakness, I even did a video last week saying that things have changed. We're now strong sellers, weak buyers, and the Dow Jones is not rallying up, and the S&P has, and just be careful and all that sort of stuff. And the reason why I've still got my put options on the S&P SPY, so I've been saying that. Watch the Dow Jones because the Dow Jones is telling us something. Normally that doesn't happen. And right now we're starting to get that rollover. Now, if you have a look at this here, you can actually see the market is actually starting to, especially the Dow Jones. Today was indeed a big strong breakout out of this pattern here, out of this sort of sideways movement through here. But look what is actually happening right now. We're still continue getting this lower lows, lower highs. But one thing I want you to share with you guys is look at both my moving averages. All right, look at both my moving averages, and this is actually Bruce, my man, one of my private clients. Bruce, my man, thanks for sort of pointing this out. Look at both moving averages, and what do you see? I've got both these moving averages, a 20 and a 50, right? A 20 and a 52. I use a 52 and a 20 basically on all charts. Why? I don't know. That's what I like to use. Just based on that, guys. The moving average, the number's not so important. Is just what the moving average represents. To me, the moving average represents what's the word I'm looking for? Represents momentum. All right. So we've got momentum there. Anyway. So it's short-term momentum, long-term momentum. And if we've got both of those moving in that direction, that's where you got something pretty powerful. Anyway, so as you can see, the 20, my green line, has been above this line, basically been above this here ever since. Now the market's been rallying down, and look what's been happening. And I've been sort of screaming this to the mountaintops that this lower high, and now looks like we're going to try and probably break this low through here and then head back down and probably even continue down through here even more. I would not be too surprised if we started seeing a really big heavy selling over the next couple of weeks in the market again, because the Dow Jones is sharing that with us. Please, please, please don't be so a lot of people saying, John, but what about the Russell, and what about the low cap stocks, and what about the Nasdaq, and they're leading the way up, and all this sort of stuff, and just again all this sort of thing. And I'm telling you right now that when the Dow Jones starts to break away and does something completely different than the S&P, it's telling us what's likely to come in the economy. Forget all the other indices for a minute, okay? I'm just telling you, if you focus on these two indices, it's telling you what's likely to happen moving forward. And that's where you guys have been following me, right? I've been screaming to the mountaintops, basically saying, Dow Jones is a lot weaker than the what? This is the S&P 500. Now the S&P 500 higher. Now we're actually following through. I see a lot more downside to come, and probably even breaking these lows through here, and starting to see a significant downtrend. Now on the Dow Jones, I still do believe that we have an I have an $18,000 target through 18,000 and 18,000 target through here. So I don't know what's going to happen, but man, we may be getting ready for one of the biggest down points in the markets that we've seen in a long time, especially over the next couple of weeks. And if that happens, we could and this is actually more like the 1987 style chart than the 1929. I know some people have been doing that. I'll probably do a video later on comparing the differences, but this is more like the 1987. If you actually type in, John Howe, this is like 1987 or something like that, you'll be able to, in YouTube, you'll be able to see the video I did. This is what I'm saying here right now. Lower high, and breaking down. Looks like the Dow Jones is getting ready for some serious downward movement. And as you guys know, for a long time, I've been saying that this enormous bubble is likely to be retraced at least 50% of the what bubble of the Trump bubble here. All right, so this is the weekly chart here, as you can see. And ever since we had this big run up and now we're actually in this run down. So I do believe we're likely to see at least a 50% retracement, even a 60% retracement, probably down through here. And that may even happen pretty quickly as well too. So hold on to your horses right now, guys. Hold on to your horses. Hold on to everything right now, because if you're along this market, be prepared to get some pain, because there is nothing on this chart. There is nothing on this chart that says that we are heading up and we're going through there. We are at the top of a massive bubble, and it's just all over the charts, and now we're starting to roll over. This is the very dangerous territory. You don't want to be long stocks right now, because things are rolling over and things are starting to really heat up. And I believe this is just the start of something big over the next couple of months, and possibly even breaking these lows through here and starting to see some big selling. If you think that this period through here where the market started selling off was big, wait till you see when the market starts to break these levels through here. We'll probably see probably the biggest one-day drop you've ever seen, times 2 or 3. Because when this thing starts to break those lows through there, we're going to start to see some pretty decent and pretty big moves in the markets.